Okay, welcome to A Night to Remember. Yes, depictions of smoking, strong language, violent scenes, blood and torture. It's another part of the Dark Pack, part of the Vampire Masquerade game jam. Click to make more text appear. Okay, you play as a nameless Toreador who has the luck to be invited to an art exhibition by your clan elders. They promise some relief from the troubled times outside. It should be an interesting time, so I guess we click this. It's a cold night as you leave your apartment and make your way through the city to go to this art exhibition your clan prepared for tonight. You always itch to show your cultural prowess. So this little show should be the perfect opportunity to create some unique creative insights into the kindred culture. As you get closer, you start to see some familiar faces going into the same direction. Some of them are vampires of your clan or ghouls of them, but you also see some humans with a knack for art approaching, as you always pride yourself on being capable of civilized discussion with humans, especially through your finely tuned artistry. Now you're in front of it, and it is quite busy. It seems to have attracted a fair bit of interest. Only goes to show how influential the Toreador are for the cultural development of the city. Not long before this was a lifeless husk of a building, only fit to be completely torn down. Now look at it. You take a deep breath before entering. You can smell it right now. The air is heavy with anticipation and sheer weight. Tonight will be a triumph of kindred art. You're sure of it. Obviously, you intend for this triumph to be directly linked to your input. You will be the one to win here. So much is clear. Enter the warehouse. So this is it. The big warehouse that is used for artists of any kind and became a sort of a gathering place for your clan. Tonight you want to settle some old scores, as you're in deep disagreement about what constitutes as real art. Finally, some relief from those boring, trivial things. Who cares about anarchs, Inquisition, or any other drama, if you can just enjoy unlife to its fullest every night? This art show will be legendary if... Hey, you there, what a pleasant surprise. Oh, hell. This insufferable prick. Robin, a fellow Toreador colleague, in garish clothing greets you with their smile, which always looks like a great target, at least for you. What did you gonna do? 'Cause I can't wait to embarrass you again. God. For a second, you think that Robin would be quite a great art installation nailed to a cross on a tower facing the morning sun. Ugh. They have a point, though. You still need to decide what kind of art you want to do. Oh wait, the art exhibition is open and we haven't even done any art yet? Good job, us. You started both, but we're never quite sure what to ultimately finish. Are you adhering to the old traditional school and use a canvas, or do you prefer beautiful graffiti on the wall of the warehouse the clan chose to use? Let's go with the wall. All those snobby, backwards-thinking Toreador, like Robin, think that only in being traditional, true art can be achieved. Utter bullshit, obviously. In reality, true art always needs to evolve and invent itself anew. Otherwise, where's the fun and thrill in it? Who will you be remembered if the best you ever made was copied Rembrandt pretty good? No, while parts of your clan might revel in their boring and bland traditions, you know better and move to a more open idea of what art is. For now, you had the idea of a graffiti that still needs to be finished. Most of the work is already done. You hope to capture the true nature of your inner beast and its contrast to your humanity in it. Still, something is missing. Its color still misses a certain weight, and you already have an idea as to how you want to do that. While you walk through the building, you pass Robin's booth, in which they talk, or more precise, suck up to one of the higher-ups of the clan, no doubt trying to hide their incompetence with artistic matters by using their non-existent charm instead. You realize that this makes their painting awfully bad, protected from unfortunate accidents. Not that you actively think about it, of course. Let's just say it would be a real shame if someone were to damage that painting somehow. It would make quite the statement, though. Art can really be destructive, especially if it tries to capture the spirit of kindred. It can lead to some problematic expressions. No. Let's just focus on our masterpiece. Your graffiti will put those posters to shame, especially effing Robin and their incredible incompetence in representing the clan in a fitting manner. So there's no need to sabotage them. They'll do that on their own, knowing their competence in art. Obviously, for such a task to properly stun the audience and prove your artistic superiority, You need something special, something that breathes life into your undead art. As an artist, you need to capture the soul of those watching you. As a Toreador, are predestined. And you as a... Oh, I missed the part. And you as a Toreador are predestined to do exactly that. Now, there are several ways of getting the soul into your graffiti, but you decide for bringing something special to your color, to make it that bit more lively and vibrant. It'll make irresistible for kindred. Human blood. You know that under the guests today there are not only kindred but also several humans. Some are ghouls, and some of those could give plenty of blood. It would give a certain quality using the blood of your rival's ghouls to enhance your colors. It would be deliciously devilish. But no, that doesn't fit your high expectations. There are some more eccentric artists around. They're rather high class, and most of them aren't aware this is an art show is more than meets the eye. A famous artist could give your color just a little special artistic touch. It needs to properly impress. Much more dangerous, though, and a risk of the masquerade if it fails. But think of the exquisite artistry of using literal lifeblood of an artist to make an artistic statement. You need extraordinary tools to create extraordinary art. The blood of someone special. Let's be real here. Not one of those ghouls are even worthy of touching your masterpiece, much less contributing to it. The colors can't be defiled by low-quality ingredients, even if it would be ironic to use them. No. The colors need to be unique and as great as the work you want to achieve. So you begin your search. Walking through the enormous hall, you soak in the atmosphere. An awe-striking sense of culture fills this mundane old warehouse. You smile, thinking about how your presence, the presence of your clan, fill even the most boring of places with pure greatness. Presence is a clan skill that I believe the Toreador possess. It makes them sort of like... No, is that a skill or is it a, attribute? If it's an attribute, everyone has it. I think it's an attribute, if I'm remembering the character sheets correctly, which basically means that everyone has a sort of charismatic presence to them when they walk in a room. They change the atmosphere a little bit. Your elders were right to choose this place. While it might seem unwise to hold your grand art exhibition in an old, decrepit warehouse, it only highlights the power of your art pieces. Behold the power kindred has over the mundane works of mortal men. Excuse me, are you one of the artists by chance? A lady approaches you in a bright red dress that fits the high art around her perfectly. Her hair is red as well, sitting perfectly styled on her head. She looks at you with much interest and offers her hand. As you shake her hand, you realize she might be just the right human. Her beauty, her presence, her fashion sense, her aura, her voice, her blood. She's perfect for your masterwork. Well, by chance, yes. A pleasure to meet you. You look into her eyes, holding her gaze, unblinking, and say... Follow me, please. I could use your help. You blink. She blinks, then smiles and nods. You turn around, walking past people, both human and kindred, ignoring people trying to talk to you. You're busy and still need to finish your work. You can't be distracted by nobodies. A tarp hangs over a part of the wall, shielding it from visitors. As for now, this artwork is unfinished, but the last touches are still missing. It's good, but it needs to be brilliant. So, it would definitely be a breach of masquerade and a breach to this, our Toreador's humanity if we kill her. So I hope that they'll give me the option to not kill her and just sort of charm her into letting us have her blood. Please. You feel a hand on your shoulder and turn around. The woman you lead here looks past you in awe of the graffiti you made. It's beautiful. Oh, and it will be even more beautiful with your help. You pull a pocket knife out and hand it to her. When you put a bucket of red paint in front of her and lock eyes with her again, you would make it so much more beautiful. Again, she smiles and nods, then raises the knife and cuts deep into her palm. Okay, it's her palm. It's only her palm, it's fine. She puts, she puts her hand over the bucket. A drop of blood falls into the paint, then another, and another. After the fifth drop, you gently grasp her hand, carefully lead her to the painting of the wall and place her hand on it. You press it on for a few seconds, then you release her hand. I hope you will find my contribution satisfactory, kindred. What? Now you are the one stunned. She caresses your cheek with her left hand, blows you a kiss, and leaves. Somehow, you think she isn't just another artist. After a few seconds, you realize that you still need to give your painting its finishing touches. You have the color you need now. Now for the finishing touches. Alright, theory time. What is she? She knows what kindred are. She's using the appropriate term for kindred. I would suggest ghoul, because ghouls would be taught the proper terms for kindred, the way they refer to themselves. If she was a hunter, she would just be calling them vampire and like bloodsucker and stuff like that. So the fact that she used a more respectful word indicates that she's probably a ghoul and was just simply hoping that maybe she could get blood from this particular vampire, maybe. I don't know her motivation beyond that. Or she is a hunter and is just really well versed on the culture of vampires. At the finishing touches. As you carefully put the brush in the paint and raise it to your painting, you fall into a trance. The brush starts to move and everything around you just becomes a blur of movement. The color is perfect. You paint and paint and paint. You need to be finished soon, as you need to present it to your clan. They will be humbled by your art. They finally need to accept your artistic superiority, especially that asshole Rob. Hey, what kind of garbage is that? Oh no, after this, so I can't. This ain't art. It's effing disgrace to all community. Just ignore Rob when you need to finish painting. You will show them that you are. I should help you a bit. Robin kicks over a bucket of red paint before grabbing another bucket and throwing it against the wall, spilling its content all over your painting. Oh, I'm such a dummy. Whoops. Apologies. Enough. You look around and see a tent peg you used to secure a tarp over your painting. Well, it's not the most elegant use of it. It should easily do the job and just shut Robin up for good. Stake him. In one fluid movement, you grab the peg and ram it straight into his heart. At least that's the plan. Sadly, for all their arrogance, they are genuinely capable as kindred. Robin dodged your attack and in the last second wrests the peg out of your hand and laughs. Well, that's too bad. Too slow to finish anything. With that, Robin turns around and starts to leave. As the rage ebbs a little bit, you start to think and you need to decide quickly. On one hand, you can't just let Robin insult you like that. It's not about honor or even any kind of clan standing you need to protect. It's your own self-esteem. You need to show that nobody F's with your art. Make an example out of Robin so that could just be the masterwork you need to impress every Toreador. On the other hand, that could end badly, as Robin is as good in fights as they are worthless in artistic endeavors. In the grand scheme of things, they are a thug, unworthy of your time and unable to understand the finer things in life. Maybe you should try to save your painting. It should be possible. Robin will never be able to squash your artistic genius. Anyway, you need to act fast. So, you either get revenge, or we focus on our art. What do I want to do? I'm trying to think here. I think I might want to, You know what? Focus on my but revenge, though. Revenge. After that, Robin tries to mess with your art, they'll be your new artwork. Unrecognizable after you're finished with them. Actually, for once in their entire existence, people will find them, or what's left of them, beautiful. You charge after them and tackle them to the ground. Amidst a group of people, you start an undignified brawl. At first, it's mundane. It soon starts to spiral a bit more out of control. The sledgehammer to your stomach is a hint towards some kind of escalation. You hear some screaming and see people running around. Oh, we just broke the masquerade. Oopsie. And the person flies between you and Robin, landing with a sickening crunch. You don't really pay them any attention, jump over them, and land a solid hit to Robin. It's back and forth for a while. The warehouse descended more and more into chaos, like a really, really messed up bar brawl. Somehow, that fight between you and Robin triggered a kind of riot. Long-running tensions in the clan forced their way out, tearing down any semblance of culture you claim to possess as Toreador. In the corner of your eye, you see one of your friends help themselves to a drink, while another starts burning down some paintings. Then you focus all your energy towards Robin. They are distracted by the commotion as well, and you see another opportunity to strike. Time to end this. Pull out my knife. Wait, it's not supposed to go like... And finally, a second of peace, and I finally hits nicely into Robin's heart. You're just surprised that they even have one in the first... It's not supposed to go like this. There was a plan here. There was a plan. There was a plan. Robin was betraying the other kindred. We just happened to get in the way. Look up, you finally focus on your surroundings for the first time since you started your fight with Robin. It looks chaotic. Bodies on the floor and part of the building is already burning. It's beautiful. All the pain, suffering, and violence gives this place a certain feral, vulgar quality. You always wondered how to explain the beast inside you to someone. This building right now is quite fitting metaphor for it. From the outside, it's a mundane piece of architecture, but it's only barely withstanding the wild and violent inner workings. Even then, it's only a matter of time until the violence spills out. Looking down at Robin, you get a flash of brilliance. They make the perfect artistic expression of your inner beast. You quickly make your way towards the center of the building, having to avoid brawls and the occasional gunshot, while dragging the lifeless Robin behind you. After a few minutes, you come to the center stage where the winner of the show should have gotten a meaningless ovation. Instead, you're going to shine a brilliant light on what it means to be a Toreador. Time for a bonfire! You quickly place Robin into a chair and fixate them with ropes and chains, while carefully placing the chair on the stage. Okay, I'm a bit... I know that the rules sometimes, the canon rules for vampires can be a little bit like, as the storyteller wants to move them around. But, like, vampires are supposed to turn into ashes when they die. Not just, like, from my understanding, whenever they die, they are supposed to turn into ashes. Even if they get stabbed or something along those lines. It doesn't have to be, like, killed by sunlight or having their head chopped off. They are, having their head chopped off. I think they're supposed to turn into ashes, so he hasn't turned into ashes yet, which is either he's still alive or I don't know. You need to hurry. After all, you don't want to be here when the Camarilla is going to clean the place and make sure it looks like a normal riot from some anarchist or some other idiotic group of humans. They wouldn't be too happy about seeing you burning kindred. Most of them are blind to the finer things in unlife. Art, for instance. Luckily, a bottle of turpentine is near, and the stage should serve your purposes quite well. Finally, Robin will, for once, actually enlighten someone, even if it won't be that enjoyable for them. You pour the bottle out over them, and grab your lighter. You pause, calmly pull out a cigarette, and then pull the knife out of Robin's chest. Oh, he's still alive! Oh, that's why. Oh, there! Robin is gender neutral. My bad. I didn't recognize that. But Robin is gender neutral. And so are we. We are gender neutral as well. You bastard. I'm going to... Ah! You flick the lighter onto Robin's lap. They burn well. People are right, it seems. It really burns well. You admire your craft for a second and feel a great sense of pride and accomplishment. Clearly, this is a statement for the ages. Only in burning away the worthless parts of your clan can you achieve great beauty. Kindred kind need to remember that lessons always. Who says art can't teach anything good? Bask in the light! Suddenly you hear sirens howling through the night. Time to bail! It's not as easy as it seems at first glance, because right now the whole building is falling apart and you have to weave in and out to avoid the fires you didn't lay and falling debris. There'll be quite a few dead humans and kindred. All in all, a real mess. You lost some kindred tonight for an art show that was supposed to be a distraction from all the ugly Camarilla politics and shit. Well, maybe it would have worked if this little effer Robin didn't try something funny. Don't kid yourself. It escalated either way, because in the end, you were all on edge that night. While leaving the building and sinking into the shadow, you start to silently laugh to yourself. Enough to where this burning warehouse is the perfect symbol of kindred society. The Toreador wanted this little art show to show their moral and cultural superiority, after all. The Camarilla will be so happy about the rigid adherence to the masquerade. Well, that will be a lot of work, keeping all the shite under the tight wraps. Some heads will roll and some blood will flow. In a few days, the Toreador will find another warehouse to pretend to be posh, and more than the other kindred. It's something you never want to miss. It's perfect. What a night! What a night indeed. You can be proud of what you accomplished through kindred. If certain parts of your society will criticize your actions as cruel or immature as excessive, you only did what is necessary to keep the honor of the Toreador. Maybe you're thinking if you made the right decisions, you could always try again, refining your art. Never forget two things, kindred. First, art is subjective, so there are no wrong decisions. Second, art is like a fart. If you try to force it's most likely shite, so take your time, think it over. If you want to do it, you can go back. So yeah, we can go back to the beginning and do all this again if we want to. But I think I'm good with one playthrough of it. You can actually play this from the site that I will be linking in the description. You don't have to even download it. You can just play it in the game. This is fun. I really like this sort of description of Toreador very well, because Toreador are always kind of like, I know I've talked about them before a little bit, but they are very much obsessed with art and I guess culture as well. And so much so that it's their clan weakness. They actually take penalties to having any sort of attention span outside of whatever they consider to be beautiful at the moment. Which is why this Toreador was unaware the building was on fire while they were focused on beating their rival to death. Undeath. Second final death. That one. So, but this is a very good description of like a scary, how very scary a Toreador can be, because you don't generally think of them as being scary. You just think of them as being like, oh, they're obsessed with art. But no, they can very easily go down this route of like very evil, obsessive kind of thing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you on whatever it is the next play. Bye-bye!